Hi, if you're new here, my name is Coach Rose Peterson. I'm a certified personal trainer, both in person and online, and a certified nutrition coach. I help moms locally in Las Vegas, Nevada, and all over the world shed the weight holding them back from becoming their most energetic and authentic version of themselves so they can go after their deepest desires alongside of motherhood. You can find me at fitandconfidentmoms.com. Hey, you guys, happy Monday. If you're looking for some motivation on this Monday, here it is. You need to tune in and listen to my special guest, Maria. We're going to talk about how she has lost 29 pounds over the last 15 weeks, which is super impressive. But before we dive in, I know there's a lot of people new to me in my circle. We are streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and in my private Facebook group, Fit and Confident Mom. So if you're watching live, type live. And if you're watching the replay, type replay. That helps me out so much because it spreads the word that Rose is live and we want to watch this. So if you comment below, let me know where you're watching from. Okay, and if you're also new to me, my name is Coach Rose Peterson. I am founder of RP Fitness and Nutrition and Fit and Confident Academy. I help ambitious women shed the weight holding them back from stepping into their most true, energetic, and authentic selves so they can go after their deepest desires alongside being a badass in their everyday life. So, Maria, say hello to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you
everybody.
so much for coming. And
of course.
before we dig in onto like why you hired me and all that, tell us a little bit about you because you got a lot going on. So tell us a little bit about you and what you do. And if people are local to Las Vegas, they're going to want to know who you are.
My name is Maria, and I am a part owner of Stefano's Greek and Mediterranean Grill. It's my family's restaurant. We've been in town since 1998 and currently have 3 active locations, and I'm working on a 4th location right now. We're under construction. So I'm kind of busy outside of taking care of myself.
Yes. And you have so not only are you managing 3, almost 4 restaurants, but you have a huge family, a super busy social life, right? So there's a
Yes.
lot that you're
Yes.
doing right now. And if I want to think of like who in my circle is like boss and have so much going on, that is you. And I love that you still keep family in focus. You still keep
Yes.
friends in focus. And now you've even gotten your fitness in focus. So, so many good things happening. So I can't wait for everyone to hear your story because I think that it's going to resonate with them about like how maybe in the beginning it seems overwhelming and hard to do when you have a lot going on and people who rely on you, and not just people who rely on you, but businesses, and your family wants your time and your friends want your time. So it's like, how do you figure out me time? How do you figure out getting your health and fitness in order? And so I feel like your story is something people need to hear because it can seem overwhelming when we have a lot. Don't you agree?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I definitely had to put myself on a schedule at first to get into a routine that works for me at this point and let everybody know, like, hey, this is my time right now. Like, I'll get to it when I get to it. And, nothing's burned down yet. So they can
Yes.
do stuff without me.
Oh my God. I love that so much that you had to create a schedule for yourself and then you set boundaries by saying, hey, this is the time that I'm doing this. You've done this for the last 15 weeks and nothing has burned down yet. I love that phrase so much because, in the beginning when we first started working with each other, it was hard for you to imagine setting aside time for yourself, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Especially the gym time was the hardest for me to like just walk away, step away from everything and put an actual hour of workouts like into my schedule.
Yeah. And like, how do you feel now? Like, does it feel difficult to set aside that time every week or does it feel natural now?
No, I think some part of me is just like, hey, sorry, I can't be there. My next available time slot is 11 a.m. because I have to be at the gym from 9 to 10. It is what it is. Like, you're going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to change your schedule because that's when I'm available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how do you feel now that you've set aside that time? I know I didn't prep you with this question, but like this is like fluid, and I'm like I want to go down this path with you. So now that you have made exercise a priority, how does it make you feel getting that done out of the way and starting your day with exercise?
Oh, so much better. Like I have a different smile on my face throughout the day. I have a different energy in me, mentally and physically when I get my workouts in the morning. So it's amazing. And I'm so glad I'm like getting back into it and doing what I'm doing.
Yes, and I love how you said, like, getting back into it because even though it's been 15 weeks, it's like you're just getting started, right? So,
Oh,
like,
no,
there's
100%.
yeah, there's so much more that can happen, and there's so much more potential, and we're so excited for you to be able to just keep chasing after your next goal and your next dream.
Yes.
So, before we kinda talk about, like, more, I want everyone to know, when you hired me at first, what was the problem you were looking to solve? Like, what did you need help with?
Ultimately, weight loss. My ultimate goal was weight loss because I'd say over the past 10 years, I was doing everything correctly, or I thought I was doing everything correctly, but it was more of a yo-yo effect. So every 10 pounds I'd lose, I'd gain 15, and then I'd lose another 10, and then gain another 20. And realized after, and I say 10 years because that was when I was last at my lowest weight. And over the 10 years, I realized like, oh my gosh, like I've actually, instead of losing, gained 10 pounds every single year on average. And I've now 100 pounds overweight. And that was not me. And I just came to a point where like, I have to do something. Like nothing else is working. I need some sort of accountability, and I think coaching was the best option for me because I had someone there almost 24/7.
Yes. And I think pretty much that is a game changer for a lot of people is that having that accountability and constant
Yeah.
support so that like cuz life will throw you curveballs. There's no such thing as life calming down. And when you have somebody next to you that helps you right the ship if you're a little on track or you helps you make decision knowing like, "Hey, I'm going to have a check-in with somebody soon, and I do not want to come to that check-in to say that X, Y, and Z didn't get done when I said it was going to get done." Do you think that helps?
Oh yes, you can lie
Ok
to yourself, but it's very hard to lie to someone else, like
Yes. Oh my gosh,
or
so
at least I
true.
can't lie to someone
Yeah.
else, so
So I'm curious, did you have any previous experience working with other coaches, and what do you think made working with me different?
So not personal one-on-one. I've done boot camp for years where I had trainers that I had worked with and talked with, and they'd given a nutrition program, but it wasn't custom built for me. It wasn't, I had nobody to go to and be like, hey, this isn't working. It was all very generic. Everybody eat this and everyone will lose weight. And that
Mm,
wasn't sustainable because at some point you're like, I can't keep eating boiled chicken and broccoli. Like I need
yes.
something else, you know? So yeah, doing the one-on-ones with you, it was just different. Like, it was custom built. Like we work on the macros, we talk about that stuff and make sure it's working. And it's been so much better this way. And I
Well,
can see it in the results.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm so glad. And you're right. Things do make a big difference when you do have something that's custom built to you and your goals and what you like to eat. And I've had a lot of clients come to me and say, well, I used to go to this place and it worked, but I can only eat 14 things. And I'm
Yep.
like, what? And they're like, yeah, I have this list
Yeah.
of 14 things I'm allowed to eat. And if I come off this list, then the weight comes back on, which is not sustainable for real life.
No.
So I'm glad that you see the value of working with somebody one-on-one who can customize things to you. So I'm curious. My next question is: before you hired me, did you have any skepticisms? Was there any reservations, like any fears about hiring a coach to work one-on-one? And if so, what were they?
Not towards the coach, but me. Like my fear was I was gonna do the same thing, like ultimately not finish the program or not do it correctly or find excuses to not be able to get it done. That was my only fear. And part of me was like, okay, it's you either do this or it's not going to look good anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to keep going on the wrong path. So yeah, that's pretty much, I think it was just my fear of simply not doing it.
I think a lot of people feel that way. Like they'll maybe get on the phone with me or maybe have a chat conversation and they're like, "Yeah, I know you know what you're doing, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to hold
I'm
my
gonna
end
do
of the bargain up because I've have gone through this process so many times that they've kind of lost trust with themselves. And so that's what you're saying, I think resonates with a lot of people and it holds them back from committing and signing up because they're like, oh no, I know you know your stuff. It's just me. So I'm curious for anyone who's listening or watching, how did I help you overcome that fear or not just overcome the fear, but help you trust yourself in the process as well?
Something about our phone calls, our weekly phone calls is very comforting. It's like I have someone that actually believes in me. And if she believes in me, I can believe in myself. I can do it. And the whole, like I said, the accountability part, knowing that at the end of the week, I have to let you know how many times I did my workouts, what other extra activities I did, what did I eat? Did I follow my macros? Did I track my stuff? So knowing that I have you kind of watching over me and and I know
Yeah.
you're not going to be like, "Oh no, you're bad. You didn't do it."
Yeah.
It just knowing that I've got someone there on my side. You are like, you're cheering me on, you're rooting me on. You're not there to like tell me like, "Yep, I knew you weren't going to be able to do it." There's always people that sabotage or even self-sabotage. Like there's someone there that's on your side. It's just ultimately I think what got me through it and
Oh,
is
that's
getting me
good.
through it.
Yes, that's good to hear. And that's you said something that I always firmly believe in, like anytime I hire or a new client hires me, is I always believe in that person. So even if they feel down and they feel like, gosh, I've done this so many times and they're hard on themselves, as soon as they hire me, I'm like, don't worry, I got you. If you don't have the belief right now, I'm going to carry it for both of us until you get there. So,
Exactly.
um, and, and something else that you said about like how I'm not going to chastise you. So, tell for anyone listening, let's say that, and you haven't had very many like off weeks, but let's say there was like a week where things didn't go the way you wanted to. How do you feel these calls have helped you move forward and turn it around?
So yeah, I think maybe there was like total of 3 or 4 weeks in the for 15 weeks that I had work was just crazy on another level, and I couldn't get my workouts in. And talking to you, you would tell me like, "Hey, it's okay, like it happens." But what else did you do to like, compensate for the fact that you didn't get to work out? And for me, the food, my tracking of my food, my macros, I made sure if I can't do one, at least the other one I do perfectly. I could have easily been like, oh, whatever, I'm not going to work out this week. I'm busy at work. I'm working 14-hour days. Like, I'm just going to eat whatever I want because I need to reward myself. So no, I think that, talking to you and telling me like, hey, it's okay. Like, you don't get to do everything, but at least some of it was done correctly. Half of it was done correctly. And we still saw results. So that was another push for me that like, okay, it's all right. It's okay if you didn't go to the gym on schedule, at least do something else 100%.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I think it's human nature to be hard on our own selves and look at what we didn't do. And when we're on these calls and those couple of weeks where you had a crazy busy work or travel schedule, I'm like, but look at all the things you did do. Like you did
Yeah.
track your macros, you did make good food choices, you did the best you could. Like, maybe you didn't go 4 or 5 days, but you went twice, and that's like better than nothing. And so I think it really helps people to move them in forward motion to highlight bright spots, right? Because sometimes we don't see the bright spots. We see like what's not going well. And that helps us from self sabotaging. It helps us from throwing in the towel to be like, well, I'll just start over next week and just eat whatever I want because I didn't do whatever I set out to do. So yeah, like super proud
Exactly.
of you for that, of that huge mindset shift because you're saying like in the past you could have just reset and throw it out of the
Yeah.
way, but you didn't. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I'm curious when you signed up, what made you decide to commit to this program and what made it compelling for you to be like, you know what? Yes, I'm going to sign up and I'm going to do this.
That's a good question. I think it was just our phone call that we had. Initially, I mean, the phone call technically started business related questions I had about getting nutrition facts for food at my restaurant. And then it just kind of went into like, what do you do? What do you want to do and stuff? And then our conversation, you made me cry.
Yeah.
In that time that I opened up and I cried about it, and it just something in me said like, she gets it. She's gonna be able to help me out. I'm gonna be able to do this with her. So yeah, I don't. There was just some comforting tone in your voice that made me, I've got someone on my team now. Like we can do this together.
Oh, I'm
So
so
I think
glad
it
to
was just
hear that.
your personality, your tone is very easy to work with, and you want to like I want to work with you. I want to continue doing what we're doing together. So yeah.
Awesome. I love that so much. And I love that what you took away from that first call is that this person's on my side and she's going to be on my team. So I love that. So the big question, share with us the wins and how has the last 15 weeks of coaching, actually 16 weeks, but how has that positively influenced your lives in the last 16 weeks?
So the big win would be that I'm down 29 pounds. But to me, that is not as much as the fact that I'm actually going back to the gym. I'm physically going and working out 3 to 4 times a week, doing barbells and dumbbells, like stuff I had never done before. The extent of workouts for me was boot camp. You just go in, they make you run around, do some jumping jacks and, push-ups and squat, burpees and stuff like that. But now like going to the gym and lifting and doing things like that, I'm so proud of myself. Like, and I kind of fell in love with it. I'm like, okay, this is a workout I could do. Like, this is something I look forward to going and doing. So to me, I think that's the bigger win in all of this. Yeah.
I
And then,
love
yeah,
hearing that. So not only have you lost 29 pounds, which is amazing, but you also did it without really giving up your favorite foods because that was
not at
something you
all.
mentioned too, is
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
didn't feel like you had to stick to chicken and broccoli.
Yep.
And then now you found exercise to be an empowering experience that you look forward to and you enjoy, which I love hearing because I think there is an old misconception where you need to go to the gym and you need to sweat your way thin and you need to run around like crazy and like you need to be picked up off the floor dripping in sweat in order for it to be a good workout, right?
Yeah, I
But
love that you don't make me do the treadmill for 30 minutes before anything else. Like I
yeah,
hear treadmill or stepmaster or the clip machine and I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm not working out today.
yeah. No,
But going in, yeah.
good. I mean, to me, if you feel empowered and exhilarated and you look forward to the next session, that's exactly what I want all of my clients to
Yes.
experience. And you did all this pretty much for the most part virtually, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a lot of people don't know that I have an app that gets delivered where you actually get to see your workout. Did you feel like that was helpful for
Oh
you?
yeah. Oh yeah. I'd be at the gym watching the videos, watching checking myself in the mirror, making sure I'm doing it like I see in the videos, my pose is correct, my stance is correct. And yeah, it was good. It was definitely helpful, especially for a new person that doesn't know how to, carry any of those weights and the dumbbells or the barbells. Like,
It helps when, because there's a lot of fitness influencers out there that are selling their programs or they're like really cheap programs, but you don't know how to do them or you don't know how to
yeah,
operate the machine. And you can either waste time looking up videos or you could be really intimidated and not even try them.
yep,
So I'm glad that that was really helpful for you. So if there's
yes.
anybody watching right now who's thinking about possibly working with me, what would you say to them? That if someone's out there watching and has been thinking about it for a while, what would you say to them about possibly working with me?
Do it. Trust yourself personally. Trust that Coach Rose knows what she's doing. And just get out there and do it. Don't be scared. I think a lot of it is the fear in ourselves, and we just have to take it day by day. I think that was my another big thing for me was I figured, okay, if I messed up today, that's fine. We're just gonna go back even the next meal, not even that day. Like if I messed up at lunch, it was okay. That didn't mean let's go ahead and treat ourselves for dinner also. I went back on track at dinner. The very next day I was back on track. And even my messed up meals, I tracked down. I wrote it down. Yeah, there was some days I went over my macros by a lot. But I told myself, like, I have to be accountable to myself too. I have to show myself, like, on this day you went out, you did this, but that's okay. Just go back right on top and continue. And then next week you want to go to the movies and have popcorn, do it. Don't not
Yeah.
do it. Get a small one. And then half the time I don't even eat it anymore. Like, I'll get it just to have it. I have a few bites here and there, and then I'm just like, okay, like, that was it. I don't need more of it, but just get out there and do it.
That's awesome. And that's a testament also not just to like changing your mindset of all or nothing thinking, but also that's healing your relationship with food. Because some
Yes.
people will put these foods in categories of like, these are bad foods or I'm not allowed to have them. And then when they get around that, they feel a loss of control, or not just a loss of control, but like, I don't know when's the next time I'm going to allow myself to have
Yeah.
something from the bad list. But now that you've healed your relationship with your food, it's like, no, I'm going to have it. I'm going to enjoy it. And it's not going to be a big deal because
Yep.
now, like, it's no longer a bad thing to have popcorn at the movies. It's part of
Yep.
your overall plan, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you plan it out. Like, I'll know I'm going out to popcorn. I'm going to go to the movies. So for lunch, I'll have something with no olive oil.
Yeah.
Save myself some.
And that's something that like you've learned through tracking, you've learned through coaching on how to like set yourself up with a plan, but also really changing your mindset through coaching on. And I love that tip of going day by day with it, because I
Yes.
think that's so important, is to look at things step by step, because the big picture seems overwhelming, right? And so
It is. Yeah.
that's such a good tip for others, is to go day by day. And that if you're interested in possibly working with me, definitely there's a link in the comments up above to book a call with me to see if I could possibly help you with your goals. I work with all people, but I specialize in working with women over 35 who, and I say ambitious women, but really women that are juggling a lot, women that are juggling a lot, but they're also not willing to let go of those things. And I think that's cool. I think it's cool that like you're still a boss. You're still a social butterfly. You're still committed to your family. So all those things are still happening while you're making your fitness a priority. And so that's what I love to show my clients, is that we can get you results and you don't have to give up your life for it.
Yep,
And give up
exactly.
your favorite foods for it. So if you guys are interested in chatting and seeing what that might look like, click the link in the description and then we'll drop it right back here in the comments. But until next time, leave in the comments, cheer Maria on that she is rocking it and keeping going to her next goal. Even though it has been 16 weeks, Maria is still working with me. So we're going to keep it going. So we will hear from her again, hopefully in another 12, 16 weeks, and celebrate again. So thank you so much for coming on and speaking to
Thanks for having
everybody.
me.
And hopefully
Yes.
they're inspired on this Monday to go after it.
Yep.
It's August 1st. Oh my gosh, it's August 1st.
I know. I can't. It's already the new year.
I know. So it's August 1st. A lot of people kick off their goals in the fall. So this is like a great time to get in touch with me if you think coaching with me could possibly help you. So thank you so much, Maria. And don't go away, because I'm going to end this broadcast, but you and I will keep going.
Yes.
So until next time, this is Coach Rose rooting for you to try something new in 2022. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.